This is the first smartphone to run Android 5.0 Lollipop and, really, there's no better way to experience all of the changes Google has made to its operating system. It parades the new material design interface on a massive 6-inch display, moves seamlessly between apps thanks to the latest Snapdragon processor and 3 GB of RAM, and lasts all day with a Qi-chargeable 3220 mAh battery. Nexus 6 isn't for everyone, especially one-handed texters who think a 5.2-inch Moto X pushes the limit, but Motorola has what may be the best Android phablet yet with few feature misgivings. Key features. The Nexus 6 has a head-turning 5.96-inch AMOLED display that is not only bigger and brighter than the Moto X, it edges out the 5.5-inch iPhone 6 Plus in every way. That's because it doubles down on Apple's Full HD screen with a more stunning 1440 x 2560 resolution and 493 pixels per inch. It's officially welcomed into the Quad HD club. Design. Google Nexus 6 also feels better in the hand for its size. Motorola's design, borrowed from the Moto X, gives it a sturdy bendgate-free aluminum metal frame and gently curved back. The curve feels natural against my hand or, in most cases, hands, and the plastic back is at least smooth. There are no Moto Maker customizations for wood or leather backs here. Nexus 6 colors are limited to either cloud white or midnight blue with the advantage of being compatible with Qi wireless chargers, a feature all tricked-out Moto X phones don't support. Specs. At the heart of the Nexus 6 is a 2.7 GHz Qualcomm Snapdragon 805 quad-core processor that has an Adreno 420 GPU. It's a top-of-the-line chip for Google's largest Android phone yet. Backing that up is 3 GB of RAM and a reasonable 32 GB or 64 GB of internal storage. Notice, there's no silly 16 GB model to cheapen the value. Camera. Around back, there's a 13 megapixel camera that seems to be on par with 13 megapixel Moto X snapper. It's not. It has a better Sony IMX214 sensor with a wider f/2.0 aperture and optical image stabilization. This trumps the Moto X camera specs that comprise of an older sensor and lacked OIS. It's also far superior to what we got with 8-megapixel Nexus 5 camera last year. We'll evaluate camera performance with plenty of samples, run conclusive battery life tests and pour over every other feature in depth throughout the week. Nexus 6 costs $649 for the 32 GB model and $699 for the 64 GB model, a fair price given the specs and internal storage. This is the same price the 4.7-inch iPhone 6 16GB model that's smaller in both physical design and storage size. Given us to UK phone price trends, the UK price could start just north of £600. Early verdict. The death of the Google Nexus program has been greatly exaggerated, and this year's stock Android phone ironically resulted in an exaggerated Moto X. Its tremendous display, premium specs, and debut of Android 5.0 Lollipop make one of the best phablets to date. There's still more testing to be done before we score this review. In-depth processor tests, battery measurements, and camera samples are still to come. We'll go over every inch of the new Nexus 6, just like we're doing for its tablet counterpart, the Nexus 9.